to, this is part 2 of, shit, what episode was this? Supergirl, season 1, episode 15, and, son of a bitch, where did they go? Oh my god. Okay, there you go. But anyway, yeah, getting into that, turns out that, Non and this Cyberwoman know each other because, you know, they interacted with each other. Apparently they have a history, and Indigo, Non called her Brainiac 8, and she's like, I go by Indigo now, right? And, you know, they have a history apparently, and apparently, like, Indigo did not like Astra, probably because she wanted Non for herself. I'm only guessing she wanted Non for herself because it seemed like they had, like, some sort of romantic history with each other. And she has a very big disdain for Astra. So I'm only guessing, like, she had some sort of, like, affair with Non or something. And she doesn't like the fact that Astra is, you know, Non's wife, and he's still grieving over her and doesn't flirt back and all that shit. And, like, Indigo pretty much tells Non, you know, Astra's whole idea of living alongside humans will not work, and that the fact that she wants to change the world, Earth, so that, you know, she and the Kryptonians are the only ones left on Earth, pretty much killing all humankind, including probably Kara. So she and the Kryptonians will be left. So probably mainly because she wants Non for herself also, you know what I mean? But anyway, going to Brainiac 8, I knew she sounded familiar, and she kind of, like, seemed familiar, especially, you know, she had the Brainiac symbol. And like I said beforehand in the first video, like, I thought maybe they gender swapped Brainiac, because we all know Brainiac was well, he's a computer thing, but he portrayed himself like a dude, and was like Superman's villain. And I thought literally they gender swapped Brainiac to a female because it's a Supergirl show, kind of like how they did with the Bug-Eye Bandit for the Flash, because in the comics Bug-Eye Bandit was a dude, but was gender swapped to a female in the show The Flash. So I thought that's what they did, but then I was like, I kept thinking, was there actually, I know there are, like, multiple, like, Brainiac shits out there, but I'm not gonna get real into it, because I'm not really into detail when it came to Brainiac in general, or if there's, like, other versions of Brainiac. But I thought that maybe there was, so I double-checked, especially when Non called Indigo Brainiac 8, right? So, I looked at it, and apparently Indigo, aka Brainiac 8, is a gynoid, or G-Y-N. I know Noid, but how do you spell Gynoid, Gynoid? And she's a member of the Outsiders, and she's apparently born in the distant future era. She pretty much comes to the 21st century, like, badly damaged and stuff like that, looking for, like, a cybernetic or mechanical organism to pretty much repair herself. And in the process, she tries to install her self-repairing routines into the Metal Men, but they are incapable of assisting her in the maintenance, and then apparently she actually runs into Cyborg, and in the process ends up damaging him. Apparently, her first appearance is Titan/Young Justice Graduation Day #1, and her alter ego, like I said, is Brainiac 8, and she's team affiliations with the Outsiders, the Insiders, and the Legion of Doom, and she's had partnerships with Brainiac, and, like, her abilities are flight, energy blast, force field, analytical computer brain, enhanced strength and durability, and self-repair and healing factor. So, yeah! And this is the first time we actually see Indigo, aka Brainiac 8, in any shape or incarnation in the media, so it's really cool that, you know, she's getting her first media appearance, which I thought was, like, freaking awesome. But anyway, getting back into it, back at Catco, Wynn offers to help Shaban make copies because, you know, she's trying to do something with the printing machine, and she's all upset because apparently the thumb drive was actually, like, a list of members of a cheating website that, in the letter, the anonymous letter that we all know is from actually Indigo, pretty much stated, show this to the world. A bunch of members of a cheating website, show it to the world, right? And it turns out that she's upset because her father, you know, when Shaban was told to destroy it, she actually looked at the list, and if she found out that her father is actually listed as a member from from that very cheating website, and she's upset about it, and you know, she has like a small moment with Win, and then Win pretty much makes copies, helps her with her job basically, and Alex ends up stopping by at Catco. Kara thought she was stopping by for her, but actually turns out Alex stops by to ask Win to help with disabling the malware back at the DEO, and he asked Kara for permission, you know, because he's kind of like, is it okay if I go? I know you don't want me to want interaction with the DEO, but does that mean me too? And it's like, she's obviously upset about it, but she's like, go ahead. Just because I'm not dealing with the DEO doesn't mean you can either, right? So, her frustration with the DEO and everything and what's going on with Indigo pretty much prompts James to take Kara to a place where she could find some answers about Indigo and pretty much find some solitude, hence the name of the show, right? So amazingly enough, he takes Kara to Superman's hideout, as we all know, as the Fortress of Solitude. Again, the name, hence the name. So it was I thought it was a really cute moment where when James first takes her there, because she's like all giddy and stuff. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm at the Fortress of Solitude. This is so cool." She literally fangirls over her cousin's Fortress of Solitude. It's like the cutest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, she's fangirling over her cousin's secret little area. You know, it's like, you're so cute. But anyway, like, I thought it was another cute moment where she's like asking James, how do you get in the Fortress of Solitude? Is there like a magic spell or something like that? She's all thinking there's like some sort of cool way to get in. And then James pretty much unearths this key that's like sitting there. It's like covered in snow. It's like huge too, right? And she's like, really? That's how you get into the Fortress of Solitude? He literally leaves a key under the mat, right? It's like, apparently the key is made of this substance that only Kryptonians could pick up, so that's why Superman and her are pretty much the only ones who could pick up that key. So it's like pretty funny. So like they're there, and they end up finding this computer thing that apparently you see a lot on Krypton, because Kara even said that you see a bunch of these robots on Krypton that help out. And the computer's name is Kalex or something like that. But the computer Kalex pretty much tells Kara that Indigo was once a prisoner at Fort Roz. And out of every prisoner in that giant-ass prison, because we all saw the prison, come on you guys, that's like the biggest freaking prison we ever seen. With like the most dangerous shit in all of Krypton and probably space. But out of everyone in that prison, Indigo is considered the most deadliest of them all, according to Kalex, right? So James thinks Hank should know who she is and what's going on, but Kara just wants to go at it alone. And by the time James returns, he has a conversation with Lucy and actually completely forgets that, like earlier, beforehand, before he took Kara to the Fortress of Solitude, he made a dinner date to make up for all that shit that's been going on. And he missed the dinner date because, you know, he took Kara to the Fortress of Solitude, and so Lucy's all freakishly upset and storms off to tell her father about Indigo hacking the military cyber systems and all that shit. And I don't really blame her. It's like, you set up this dinner date to make up for shit, and you don't even show up. What the fuck? Right? Like, if I was her, I'd be kind of upset too. It's like, you're trying to make up for it, and then you miss it. What's wrong with you? But anyway, Kara, you know, she has a talk. Kara pretty much intervenes about all this. And, you know, she has a talk to Lucy about James, telling her, you know, he's a great guy and all that stuff. And in the process, accidentally mentions that a piece of information about James's life that he divulged to Kara, but actually never told Lucy the entire time they've known each other. Which was, the fact that James has this camera, I think he got from his dad or something like that. But, like, it has something to do with a camera and James's dad. Which was a story that James actually told to Kara. You know, he divulged like a piece of his story to Kara, which apparently, according to Lucy, later on, I'm gonna say like later on, Lucy does confront James about this, that not once during the whole time they've known each other has James ever mentioned like something that secretive and close to his heart to her. He hasn't even mentioned anything about his father to Lucy, which kind of pisses Lucy off, and I'll tell you about it later toward the end. But anyway, during the whole conversation with Lucy about James, Kara ends up missing the partnership she had with both Alex and Wynn. And back at the military site, you know, Indigo has already disabled the codes as a general tries to enter the place. You know, she pretty much uses the dude's cell phone to get to the military and, like, takes out everyone out and activates all the missiles there. And as Kara, you know, arrives to fight, Indigo gets the upper hand, right? And she ends up escaping, but Kara manages to recover and, like, goes after the missiles and all that shit. And, if I remember correctly, one of the main missiles was actually heading toward National City and all that stuff. And, Kara, you know, she knows that anything she will try will destroy National City. You know, if she tries to, like, blow up the missile or shit like that, it will destroy National City within seconds. So she, in her mind, she has no choice. She ends up consulting Hank, who ends up helping her and guides her and helps Kara disarm all the missiles that went off. But Indigo, you know, she's not finished yet. There's still missiles back at that base. So, she ends up sending more missiles, and while she's at it, unfortunately, what she doesn't know is that Wynn, back at the DEO, manages to make, like, this super virus back at the DEO and actually sends it through Indigo, because Indigo notices that Wynn is trying to do something to help out, right? Especially since, you know, Hank is helping Kara out with the missiles. She manages to, you know, get through a phone screen and attack Wynn. Well, her arm does, and, like, manages to choke him like hell, right? And while that's happening, Wynn is able to transfer a very deadly virus through the arm that's choking her. And the virus succeeds and pretty much finishes off Indigo then and there. And as she lays helpless in front of Kara, she actually reveals that she was the one with the symbol on Kara's dashboard when she was little. She was the one who connected both Kara's pod and Fort Roz and brought them both to Earth. She was the Brainiac symbol we saw in the flashback, basically, and then she just disintegrates and gone, right? And I thought that was an interesting fight. It was I wish there was more to it, but like we all know, Brainiac is technically like a computer being, so of course a virus could practically finish her off. But anyway, back at Catco, Wynn and Shaban, they pretty much have a moment, like, talking about family, you know, how his family was evil, crook, and all that stuff. They have a connection, and to the point where, the shocking thing enough, Shaban, she's like static most of the time, right? During the whole conversation, but all of a sudden she just straight up kisses him. Just randomly. And then after the whole makeout thing, she warns Wynn not to say anything, and I was like, okay, that was odd. Anyway, I am running out of time again. I'm actually going to have like a part 2.5, aren't I? But anyway, I will continue this in part 2.5 because it's probably going to be a short-ass video. So it's not going to be part 3. It's going to be way too short to be part 3. But anyway, see you guys in the next one.